I'm on docile, sir. You can't tell me to step back. I'm not impeding your investigation, sir. This is constitutional protected activity.
It's an officer safety issue when you're 3 feet away from us, standing right over the top.
Well, you're approaching me. You are approaching me. I'm stepping back, but you're approaching me.
Yep, you're right, I am.
So there is no threat here.
I don't know. I might disagree with you, sir. I'm worried about my balance. What do they call it when you get an ear infection and it throw you off? You give me vertigo. How you keep turning that damn camera one way then the other one. Nebraska, what's going on, man? Only thing I ever really knew about y'all was them football teams. I used to have a starter jacket back in the day. It was a nice little colorway. Look like y'all got a couple of local terrorists up there too that need to be dealt with. I'm Trailhand Bill reporting live from South Florida, y'all. I'm back in Pembroke Pines. I haven't been here in a minute, so it's good to be out here today. It's very beautiful. I hope it's like that where you at too. We watch the video over here, and then when it's over, I talk till I'm done talking. You're welcome to stay and or leave at your very own discretion, obviously. Let's see what they got going on in Nebraska, man.
You can't tell me to step back when I'm on my own this is where I live.
This is quasi-public property. You may rent here, and that's fine, okay? But you standing above him and him asking you to step back is perfectly okay also.
Well, not if I'm impeding your investigation. Y'all chose to come here.
Okay.
And if I step 2 steps back, this should be fine, right?
I mean, we're getting a little safer distance from either officer down there.
Well, since you're engaging with me, what's your name and badge number?
I'm Sergeant Wagner, 1760.
Sergeant 1760. You, ma'am?
Officer Cookley at 1774.
All right, I'm going to step 2 more steps back. You're approaching me, sir. You need a step. You cannot. Sir, you're using an intimidation tactic. I will file a complaint on you. No, sir. I am over here. This is where I live. I'm a tenant at this residence, and you're engaging me. Therefore, there is no threat to...
I'm just making sure that my officer down there is safe.
Well, if you're saying safe, then you probably need to get a different job because there is no threat to you. You have a gun, she has a gun, he has a gun, and you can call more people here to have a gun.
And you're 2 feet away from my officer leaning over the top.
Yeah, therefore I am not engaging in any way that is threatening to your officer. There will be a complaint against you, sir.
Okay. You want to go pick up your cigarette butt so I don't have to write you a ticket for littering?
There is no littering here, sir. This is not a public space. This is private property. But if I go pick it up, then I am approaching one of your officers, and that's going to be a potential.
Go down that way. I'll accompany you down that way to pick it up. Give you a fair opportunity. Not get a citation today. You're not free to go back in there. Stop.
Okay. I'll go get it. You're going to escort me?
I'm telling you, I'm going to follow you that way if you'd like to pick it up and not receive a citation today for littering. I'll give you that fair opportunity.
All right, let's go do it.
Let's do it.
All right. This way?
Yeah.
All right, so just to ensure your safety for your officer, go ahead and lead the way, Sergeant.
You got it.
You're impeding an investigation. You're impeding a constitutional protected act, sir. I have not done anything to threaten you. That's it right there.
You have an ID on you by chance?
No, sir, there is no crime committed.
Well, there just was, so I do need your name and information.
You need to give me an ultimatum to threaten me for an arrest to provide a ID, sir.
I'm telling you, you have to identify yourself.
Is it going to result in an arrest if I don't?
Yeah.
Okay, then I need to go to my apartment. She can help, and I can actually provide that for you, sir.
You can just verbally provide it to me.
Verbally provide it to you?
We don't need to go into your apartment for any reason.
Yes, sir. And your name is again Sergeant
Wagner, 1760.
Sergeant Wagner, 1760.
Yep.
All right, my name is Rocky Yoheim.
Yoheim?
Yochheim. And this ain't too much. You're acting like a tyrant.
Rocky?
Yes, sir, tyrant. Sergeant Tyrant.
Just like it sounds?
Yes, sir. Yochheim. Officer Tyrant. You have no business putting your hands on me. You have physically assaulted me, and there will be a complaint against you, sir.
Okay.
That is no way to conduct formal business by a law enforcement officer. That is by a Fourth Amendment. That is a Fourth Amendment violation, and by Section 18-242, you have now committed.
What's your date of birth, Rocky?
March 5th, 1989, sir.
Thank you.
Am I free to go?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Nope.
Why is that?
Because
why?
I could write you a citation for littering. I'm still debating whether that's going to happen.
But that is no litigations for me to even actually hold me against my will. This is over. Your reasonable article of suspicion is now over. I have picked up what you have requested of me to prevent from littering, and therefore this is over. And I gave you my information.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to see what the amendment says.
All right.
So what you're going to do now? What's next on the plate?
I'm going to check you for once or warrants, and we'll go from there.
I have no warrants, sir.
Okay.
I have 2 officers right here that has decided to conduct an investigation that is beyond the means, and they are interpreting the own laws to fabricate it to where it's a fictional investigation. Brandy!
You don't need to disturb the peace of your neighborhood.
Well, you are disturbing the peace right now with someone who has no idea why he's being stopped right now. This is over. I can go back in my apartment, and that'll be the end of it. You have decided not to, and that.
You picked it up doesn't make me violent.
Terry versus Ohio, sir. Come on now.
Has nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah. Well, now you have decided to play word games with me. I said Officer Tyrant, he is triggered, and now he's just holding me against my will. I have actually done what his request is, and now he is making sure that I have no warrants. There is no reason for you to have this business with me, sir, and there is no reason why you have this ordeal with me, and you should know better too. If you went to the police academy, they will taught you amendment rights. You have violated my 4th Amendment right by providing
Have you been
information.
to the police academy?
I actually have someone in there right now that's actually have a degree in law.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Very cool.
And you better hope that this impedes my rights as a citizen. I have rights. You had no reason to think that I was able to commit a crime and in the guise of officer safety.
Okay.
So if you tell me to go back in my apartment, I'm going to go back in there. But there will be a complaint against you now since I got in recording.
That is perfectly fine. I'm recording as well, sir. So you can go back into your apartment. You can't litter on private property or public property, right? So I appreciate you picking that up tonight, giving me a verbal warning to not do so again. Okay? I appreciate you stepping back from the traffic stop. That's all it was. It doesn't have to be what you're making.
Yeah, but you made it seem like I was impeding your investigation. I stepped back several times, and then you insist that I was committing a crime. Therefore, you're out of your bounds of the Constitutional Amendment number 4 of seizures. And
anything else I can do for you, Rocky?
You will have a complaint against you, and therefore, you too, man. What's your?
I already gave it to you. Watch
no.
the recording.
What's your office? What's your name and badge number? Thank you. There will be a complaint against you. You'll have a great night, officers. And one more important thing. I understand it's bullshit, but please be safe of the wahoos out there. You'll have a great night.
I just don't like this video, man. Trailhand Bill. Didn't I already say that? Hey, if all you wanted to see was the video, that was it, man. I'm gonna be talking from this point on. I was perturbed that the 2 men were talking, and I call them gentlemen. The gentleman, it's hard for me to say that because I don't think the cop was a gentleman, but I'll go with it for now. The 2 gentlemen were talking, and one of them was trying to bully and intimidate the other one. The cop, who we find out was a sergeant, was trying to intimidate him and bully the auditor. And then in the midst of that, the lady cop comes up and she takes over, commandeers the conversation. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I don't respect with cops. Like, all right, cool. Let's just go with the idea that y'all have this logic that makes sense, that y'all always have to appear 10, 15, 20, 30 deep. Like, y'all can very rarely handle a public interaction one-on-one. It's ridiculous. Like, we're not adults here. We can't talk to each other unless it's 15 of y'all around. Let's say y'all have a logical explanation for that we would agree with. Why can't y'all just speak? I mean, if you feel like you have to protect each other in droves, you can't just come and protect and let the officer who's speaking speak to the citizen. You feel like you have to come in and commandeer. And that's why I go back to that gang-banging mentality that they have. They always feel like they have to pile up on the citizens that they're supposed to be serving and protecting. And to me, that is offensive. That is what's the word I always use? That is unnecessarily confrontational. I'm having a conversation with another adult. Why do you feel like you have to come over here and double down on what they're saying that you weren't involved in? Even if, like, once again, I want to highlight this because I'm telling you, this is how far we go out of our way trying to understand and be reasonable with these people, and their response is to respond to us like this, and even in more horrible ways, right? And now I get to the video, brother. Let me say this about you. I feel like, I don't know, and I don't mean to be insensitive when I say this, I felt like I was listening to someone who may have had some type of mental challenges or something. And I'm speaking about the auditor here. It was almost like you were out there auditioning for an auditing competition or auditing show or something. There were a few times when you cited like laws. I don't know if you used them correctly, and so I don't make myself sound stupid. I'm just gonna leave that there. But then there were other things, like even at the end of the video where you were like, I know this is BS. I don't even kind of understand what you meant, but you said you told them to be safe from the wahoos out there. I think you were telling the officers to be safe because there are some wahoos out here, which is very true. I mean, there are wahoos everywhere. So you saying that is not untrue. And I've myself told officers, hey man, y'all be safe out here, because I do want everyone to be safe. That's one of my taglines, and I don't say it as a tagline. I say it because I want people to be safe without living in constant fear. So, but it was kind of crazy because it was like, they gave you their butts to kiss, and I'm not saying that means you need to match energy, but it was like, why did you even go through all of that? You start calling them I don't know, maybe I'm being over dramatic here. That just was one of the things that you did in the video that was confusing, along with the way you kept switching the camera. I am not the best when it comes to recording, especially if I have a live interaction, because I'm always having to set it up very, very quickly, because I'm not planning to run into cops. I'm not the dude that's out here looking for cops, so I'm ready to go. And then I record with the same device that I do everything on my phone. So when I see one and I'm like, oh man, I want to document this, I have to jump to YouTube, put the live, put a decent title real quick, make sure it's on. It's a lot going on. So I get that. Maybe you're like that, but you were turning the camera back and forth and stuff. I think you were talking way too much. And then my biggest gripe is, and I have a personal gripe with this, I'm not saying anyone is bound by this. You see me in my Walmart video, because I've always not liked when cops do this. The cop walks up on you and then tells you to back up. And then I want you, if you saw that Walmart video, to remember that, so you'll know I'm not this tough guy, but I'm a man, I'm an adult, and I think if things aren't so, I shouldn't say them. So when I say things, I'm saying them because that is what I absolutely in my heart believe to be so, even if I'm willing to be convinced otherwise, if there's better information available. But I'm saying all that to say, when I tell y'all, like when I encounter cops, I'm going to behave a certain way. If you watch the videos, that's what happened. So when that cop walked up on me in the Walmart video, he wanted me to do what this dude did in this video. You called him out. You say he was trying to intimidate you. That's exactly what he was doing. Every time you see cops walking up on citizens and saying, hey, back up from me, that's what they're trying to do. When you stop and think about it, and not even for a lengthy amount of time, you realize that makes no sense. How can you walk up on me, and cops frequently do this, whether they're walking up on you or just coming up into a situation that you're in that they weren't in, and then they fear for their safety? How do you present yourself into my world and then you're afraid? How do you walk up on me and then tell me to back up off of you? So I'm just going to refer to the Walmart video probably for the last time. What happened when that happened to me? What happened when that cop walked up there? And this is not tough stuff. This is me just pumping back into the air of humanity, and maybe in some specific context, Americans, that we do not have to be bullied or intimidated or have our humanity denied by anyone, including government officials, sanctioned terrorists, cowards, and gangbangers. You cannot walk up on me and tell me to back up off of you as if I'm posing some type of threat, as if I invaded your space, and think that makes sense. I'm saying me specifically this time. I don't think any American should go for that, but you handle that how you want to handle that in your context. It just makes no sense to me, so I choose not to allow it to happen. Now, there may be a situation where it happens and I measure that, hey, this is worth approaching another way. But because I've seen that happen so many times on video, along with all of the other terror that these cowards heap upon the American public, and that just cowards heap upon people that they deem not humane enough to be treated like humans, I just already know, like, I'm wanting to be in that situation so I can show you that you're either going to have to be a full-blown terrorist, or you're going to have to back your coward ass down. I think that's the first time I cursed in this video. Praise God. So I didn't like that, bro. I'm not telling you shouldn't have backed up, but you called him out. He was trying to intimidate you. And I will present this just as a final note on this portion of the conversation. Human being, American, you do not have to allow anyone to treat you like that. You don't have to let people invade your personal space and then in some type of way imply that you're the threat or you're the one overstepping your boundaries, especially when these are people you employ and people who took oaths and other declarations honoring the way that, committing to the way that they would serve and honor their positions. This coward is a sergeant. He's one of their commanders. The lady thinks it's all a joke because they walk away, and when the guy's asking her for her information again, she laughs and she smirks, she smiles. If you look at the camera, you can see it on her face. And instead of being a leader in that situation, this command staff, this leader among them, he's a leader among terrorist cowards, I'll say. That's the nicest and best articulation I can come up with in a moment. He's a leader among them, but he didn't lead among men. Like, sir, you just got that uniform on and y'all live in a bubbled America, and you think that the way you live in that bubbled America is the way that the rest of the world is supposed to operate and address you and respond to you, sir. No, you actually operate in a real America while you live in that bubbled America, because in a real America, as a human being, as an adult, and as a man, you would have said that man ain't up there doing the damn thing. Why am I going to go up here and not only bother him, but try to intimidate him and then look for reasons to criminally penalize him, even if it's only civilly? And then invade his American and human rights and just like, okay, let me drum up this reason that now you got to give me your personal ID so I can just search all of the databases we have, put you in it, and find out if you're already there so I can penalize you further, sir. You had no reason to do that because you saw a human being with the camera. Clearly, in an investigation would have told you, if I leave this damn person alone, they would leave me alone. You said it was 3 feet away. You said it was 2 feet away. I mean, hell, I'm not going to go there. It was just ridiculous all around. And when people present these cowards as men and women that we're supposed to honor and we're supposed to reverence and we're supposed to have this ultimate and natural and automatic respect for just because they wear these uniforms and driving these clown cars, it's very, very disrespectful, irritating, and frustrating to me, because I actually see how they treat people. And for some reason, not some reason, the reason I just listed, we aren't supposed to respond to that. We're supposed to overlook and ignore all of that. You get to be a terrorist, and it's supposed to mean nothing to me. And we all know this is a very light video because there are so many where they literally escalate these actions into killing human beings. And we're all supposed to look past it because of those clown uniforms they wear. I was not raised like that, man. I'm pretty sure that's something I forgot to say in this video that I would want to mention later. I would just end by saying, man, know who these cowards are, man, because that's who they are. I don't care if we're looking at them in this state, that state, this state, that state, and even country. That's why I say it's an elevated conversation. When you get people in positions of power and they feel like they can just treat other people as they are inferior human beings and creations, then that's where you have a problem. And those are the people that we have to acknowledge for who they are. We can't just look at any heroic or pseudo-heroic act they pretend to do or actually have done and forget who they are as people. We have to address that, because when we don't, we just leave too many things, the nouns, right? People, places, and things open to the senseless violence that I say I'm never an advocate of. Thank God that this video didn't involve any violence, but like I say, these are the actions that escalate into those things. So I hope he did file those complaints. I hope if you encounter officers like this, you will file those complaints. And I'm glad I did not forget to say this, man. We do a lot of talk about educating yourself, and I think that does help a lot. Know the laws in your locality, whether you're in or out of America, man. Know how they're applicable to how you're living life as a human being. But as we see in this video where this guy keeps telling this coward command staff person, I'm going to file a complaint against you. He didn't listen to him one time. He didn't give a damn. Just like they don't give a damn when they literally break the law, because they know they're going to be rewarded for it, guys. Educate yourself, because knowing the laws, knowing the statutes does prepare you to better protect yourself and those you love and anyone vulnerable. But please don't think it's a bulletproof vest, because they don't abide by the laws that they will lock your ass up and murder you for. Did I say I'm Trey and Bill? Thank you if you made it this far. If you liked the video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. If you care to go a little further than that, maybe even subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out a few of the other videos on the channel. Either way, y'all be safe.